So one of two things is going to happen today. I'm either going to fix the car or I'm going to break it more. I don't know, we're going to find out. I finally got all the stuff in to repair the front passenger side axle. It's had a torn boot for months and it makes this awful clicking noise whenever I go to like turn at all. It's like click, 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 and it's annoying. I need to get it taken care of. I want to work on the engine, but I'm still waiting on the main bearings to come in. They should be in tomorrow. I overnighted them, but somehow an overnight... Why am I paying for overnight shipping when it takes 4 days? I don't understand this, but let me show you what I got on the table. Let's get this thing fixed, or broken more. I don't know if it breaks, whatever. So if you recall, in a prior video, I ordered this axle boot. I ordered the wrong axle boot. I meant to order this axle boot. As you can see, there's like less ribs on it than this one. This is the outer, this is the inner. So because I already have both boots here, we're just gonna replace them both. I mean, it doesn't seem too terrible to do. I also ordered new axle seals also because somebody did say, hey, the axle seal is probably gonna get destroyed when you go to pull that axle out. Probably. Also grabbed an axle nut. All of these are OEM parts. I will link them all down below in the description. You get them like in this nice little like Subaru boxes and whatnot. So, okay, I've never pulled an axle out before, so this will be fun and exciting for me, I guess. I don't know. I need to get that axle out, so let me get the bumper off. Let me get the car jacked up. Let's get that wheel off, and then let me start fanoodling with the suspension, because I'm going to mark all the suspension, because if I don't mark the suspension of where it all lines up, the alignment on the car is going to be absolute trash up here, and I really don't feel like aligning the car. So we're going to try our best to try to mitigate that. Alrighty, let's do the thing. Hello, engine bay, I'm about to tear you apart soon. Haha! Are we free? Free. So in order for me to get this axle out down here, which you guys can see goes right back there, we need to get the brake off, the rotor, this tie rod needs to come out, N-link probably should come off also. Gonna have to undo the coilover up there. I'm pretty much just gonna pull this entire hub out of my way to be able to get this axle out. We're gonna replace that boot right there, and then the one that hooks up on the transmission side. The transmission side is the one that's damaged and ripped, so I guess let me just start disassembling all of this. That axle nut's not going to be fun to pull off, but you know, we will do what we have to do to get that thing off. So we got the axle out, it really wasn't bad. What you gotta do, you gotta pull off the brake caliper at minimum. You have to undo the 2 holes that hold the hub to the dealio, the coilover, your strut, whatever you have. After that, you have to pull off the axle nut. It is a, what was it, a 32 millimeter? It has a 32 millimeter axle nut. Pull that guy, you just yeet it right off, and then you also have to undo the tow arm right there, as well as the N-link right back there. Now, we have the axle out. We discovered another problem. My power steering rack is just pee and fluid everywhere, so when we go to pull this engine back out, I think we're gonna swap this car over to the 15 Plus STI power steering rack. It's 140,000 miles on the car. I can't really be mad at it that the power steering rack is finally dying. It's just one more thing that we have to replace. It's whatever at this point. The car is going to be completely refreshed mechanically speaking, with the exception of the transmission and the rear differential. But over here, you can see what I was talking about with the axle boot. It is like totally ripped in half. It makes some fun noises though. The 5-year-old in me laughed at this. So let's get to replacing a boot. I don't quite know how to do this. I know that I gotta cut off the clamp guys. I'll probably just cut the boots off at this point. After I have the boots off, there's a C-clamp in there because they give you a new one. They give you all the new C-clamps with oh no. Oh, I just dropped a hose coupler behind the toolbox for the other boot. That makes fun noises. So let's get the camera set up and let's start fanoodling with this, because I don't really know what I'm doing, but we can figure it out. We can always figure it out. Now some of you might be asking, Tanner, isn't it cheaper to buy a new axle? No. Would it be easier? Yes. This clamp up here has to come off. Can I rotate this? No, I can't, because it's still interconnected into the axle. That's how it should look. That's how it does look. There's like this clamp right here that we have to get off. Dude, these are like really on there. Okay, there we go. Now I can slide that off. Oh! Oh, you son of a... Oh! Ow! Ooh! Ooh! Clamped my hand in the plier portion. Oh god, that hurt. Oh! You motherfucker, this is good. Ouch! Give me gloves. God, dude, every time I don't wear gloves, I demolish myself somehow. Get that boot off. I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised there's still grease in this thing. I'm actually just gonna cut this boot off at this point since it's already ripped in half, just so that way I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. I've got brake clean to clean a lot of any like contamination or dirt or anything out of here. So in here, there's a guy that rotates. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, there it is, look at that. Look at that little lock ring guy, you can come off. I've got a new one of those, so that can go in the trash. Oh, and then the cup just comes off. Ah, what is that? Oh, they're like little ball bearings. Okay, all right, well, let me grab that. Okay, I guess I want to take them all. Ah, stop! I just want to take them all off. Oh, stop, 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 stop. Okay, there's this like cage guy. I guess that just slides down. I have new grease for all this too, so we can re-grease it all. How does this guy come off? So before I actually take the rest of this off, I do want to, dude, that killed my hand, that hurt. Jesus. So before I take this off, I do want to show you guys right there on the end of it, there is a C-clamp or snap ring, call it whatever you want. We're going to take that snap ring off. We're going to get that guy out. I'm going to clean all of this with brake clean on a rag, just to ensure that everything is nice and clean on here. And then we're going to get this. Actually, then I have to get the axle boot on, and then we can get this reassembled, re-grease it all with this new grease pack that Subaru gives you in these axle boot kits, which is actually fairly nice. This one came with it too. Yeah, okay, they both came with it. And then I think we can just get it like re-clamped down at that point. That clamp can come off and go in there. So let me disassemble this, get everything cleaned, and then like all these little ball bearings come out. I think they really only go in one way because they sit right in there. I know this guy's tapered and it won't come off. It'll only go on and off one way. So, dude, everything's so greasy. So greasy. So let's get that snap ring off. Let's get all this disassembled, cleaned, and then we'll start reassembling it all. I have now demolished my hand twice. I straight up sliced my finger pretty deep with the axle boot clamp, just trying to do it by hand, and it slipped and it was like cut my finger. But we have one axle boot done. I'm gonna walk you guys through the other one now that I kind of have an idea what I'm doing. It's really not that hard to do and significantly cheaper. Both of these axle boot kits total for the inner and the outer axle boot, I think I paid $60 for. Brand new axles like $360 to $400, somewhere in that range. So significantly cheaper doing this if your axle is still repairable. So we've got the inner axle boot redone, and look at that, it looks all nice. It's not going anywhere. Everything like feels Gucci in there, nice, like clean, new grease, everything. Now we're gonna do this one. So to start off, old clamps are gonna come off. I have absolutely no idea how to pull this assembly off, but I'm pretty sure it's just gonna pull off the same way this one did. There's like a small C-clamp style clamp in there that you just undo with your hands, and then like the whole assembly pops out and then all the balls fall out. So I'm gonna swap this axle to this end so it's over the bench, and then we'll start taking it apart. So I don't have to reboot this side, but if I'm already have the axle out and already have the boot kit, I might as well at this point. So let's come in here. I don't really have a good way of getting these clamps off yet. Maybe if I stick like a screwdriver in there or something. I really don't, I just want it off. It still feels fine, but might as well just rebuild it. Oh, there we go. Now that I've cut this axle boot out of the way, it'll give us more room to get in there. Come in here with a rag and wipe off a whole bunch of this excess grease. Okay, there should be like a C-clamp or something in here that's holding this whole tripod assembly in, but I don't see it. I don't see it. How do I get this one off? Oh! Oh! Betsy Ross!
That thing looks like shit. See, I told you, there's a fucking gap in the ring.
Well, who decided that was a good idea?
Just gotta find a certain...
Woo! That side sucked. The other side was so much easier. How do I take this apart?
That, my friend, is the question.
I don't think this side comes apart. I think I just spray a whole bunch of brake clean in there and fucking clean it. So we got it off with a lot of smacking.
That's a perk.
Like a lot of smacking. So there's this like ring on the end of the axle that you have to get it to like go past. Good to know. The other side there was a C-clip. You just pop out the C-clip and it pops right off. Interesting. But hey, our axle's off. So let me go spray a whole bunch of brake clean in this, start cleaning it out. We'll get this re-greased and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and slide this boot on now before I forget. I don't know why I just threw that back there and out the garbage, but oops. Come on, boot. Okay, we'll take that off, slide you on. Come on, boot. So apparently you're not supposed to, oh, these don't come apart, so you're supposed to, most people replace them. I'm just gonna re-grease it. I think it'll be just fine. I ran like 3 cans of brake clean through there. So anything that was in there is no longer in there. I'm just gonna be very generous with the amount of lube that actually goes in here. And then I'll like push it down with my fingers, like get it in there and everything like that. Get it all nice and lubed up and whatnot. At that. And then once we get it back on, we'll rotate it around. So to get this back on, we should just have to smack it a couple times. So I've got a generous amount of lubrication in there right now. And then we'll put some more in the boot after I get this on. So now we can go ahead and get this guy lined up on there. There we go, now we're all the way on 6. So now I can grab this and just grease it all up in there. All nice like. Look at that. We got new axles. We got some good axle stuff here. Some good axles. These are some Gucci Smeedia axles right here. Only the best. Psych, I just rebuilt these. I don't know how good they actually will be. I think we're feeling pretty Gucci on both of these boots. We rebuilt axle. We rebuilt an axle. We just did the impossible. We rebuilt an axle. I am so proud. I am so proud. I do want to squeeze that down more as much as I can. 1, 2, and 3. Squeeze! I think that's all I'm getting out of it. All right, cool. Dope, let's get this thing back in the car and go drive it. Let's go test drive it. Well, let's get it in the car and make sure we get everything put back together and go test drive it. I'm stoked. Look at that. Look at that. We just rebooted an axle. I don't know why I'm so pumped for this, but I am. Okay? Don't at me. Don't even at me right now. Let's get this thing back in the car. So now that the axle's rebuilt, I am debating swapping out the axle seal. Just because I already have the axle out, I might as well. So if you look like deep down in there, which you can't see because it's all super dark, there's like that shadow of the hole right there. That's where the axle seal sits. So I'm gonna crawl my happy butt down there, try to get that axle seal out and replace it. If it becomes like too much of a pain, I know that one's not leaking right now, so I'm not overly concerned with it. But if I can get it, I might as well swap it. If I can't, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's not leaking, it's whatever. So I've got the axle all put back together, all put back in the car, all the suspension components put back on. Really a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Like, it's one of those things where it's not difficult to do. It's just one of those things that you don't want to do. But it is good to do. So let me show you like the finished result. It looks like how it looks when we started, but with like newer axle boots. Brand new axle boots actually, not even newer. Brand new with a whole bunch of grease. So we've got our axle back in here. As you can see, it is like torqued down, everything's good to go. That axle nut gets torqued down to 162 foot-pounds, and then on top of that you have to crush in that one part of the nut so that way it doesn't like loosen itself. Make sure that you also re-put on a cotter pin on this toe arm right here, or the end of the, it is a toe arm, right? Toe arm, is that what you call it? Toe arm, it adjusts toe. Power steering rack, toe arm. Toe arm? Is that a toe arm? What is that called? It's a ball joint and a
outer
tie rod. Thank you, Jesus, on the tie rod. So, geez, so I didn't have any, so I made a cotter pin out of some steel wire. I just twisted it a whole bunch. It's just one, there's multiple ways to do it. Got the brakes put back on, got everything like put back on, everything's torqued down, good to go. Let's get this wheel tossed back on. Let's go drive this thing around a little bit and make sure that it's all Gucci, and hopefully the clicking on this axle is going to stop. hopefully. Maybe the clicking's the power steering rack. I don't know. Something's down here. Something down here is clicking. That rack needs to be replaced. All right, we're all buttoned back up. Let's try driving it forward and backwards just to make sure it doesn't blow up or the axle doesn't explode, and then we'll go drive it on the road. Because I really hope it don't blow up. Don't blow up. Great, Axle. Look at that. We fixed an axle. We fixed an axle. Look at us. Wait, clicking? Gone. Totally gone. Yes, I avoided having to spend $500 or $400 on an axle. That's what's up. That is what's up right there. I cut my finger, but that's what's up. Bro, all the clicking noises are gone. I'm sorry, Ford. Hey! Woohoo! We got a working axle, baby! That's what's up. Saving money for car parts by fixing an axle. My alignment's still good. Dope. I have to go into the gas station, so do we hear clicking when we turn? Oh fuck yeah, we fixed it. We still hear a little bit of clicking, but I'm pretty sure it's the power steering rack. I know. Let me run into the shell real quick. Oh. It seems our axle is working. All the clicking from the axle, at least, is gone. So re-greasing the boot and replacing both boots. I'm sure I didn't need to replace the outer boot like I did, but like I said, since I already had the boot and I already had the axle off, I might as well have done it. So, I mean, doing that, it definitely saved us $300 instead of buying a brand new axle, and it really wasn't that bad to do. I only got damaged twice. I gave myself a blood blister, which 10 out of 10 don't recommend, and sliced my finger on one of the clamps. Also don't recommend. Overall, not bad to do. Is my first time doing it. The power steering rack issue is quite annoying. There's power steering fluid everywhere down there. On the bottom of the case, on the engine, on the frame rails, like there's power steering fluid everywhere down there. I surveyed it and I don't see any leaks coming from anything, so I don't quite know what it is. It might be going from like lock to lock or something like that. That might be causing like something to like spray out of there. I don't know. When we have the engine out, we'll survey the rack. If the rack looks all right, maybe we'll just tighten the fittings. If the rack is genuinely leaking, we'll buy a 2015 plus STI rack. It's got a better turning ratio than this one does, and we'll replace the rack and get that thrown in. I just don't want to spend $800 on a power steering rack if I don't have to right now, so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, oh wait, I have an update for you guys. I have a quick update for the 17 STI for more parts that we got in. So I want to give a shout out to two people, Rick, for sending up these flares. These are the ML24. I don't know if they're ML24 or ML24 style. I don't know, but these are going to be going on the 17 STI. So we have a flare set for the 2017 STI. And then shout out to Leon, actually, for giving us this carbon fiber lip for the 17 STI as well. So right now I have an OEM lip on there with an APR splitter. Both of those are going to be coming off, and this is going to be going on. I think it's just a little bit cleaner, a little bit more subtle than having that whole splitter diffuser set on there right now. So huge shout out to both Rick down in California and Leon, who is like super close to us. Actually, he's a good friend. So shout out to both of you guys for sending those over. Tomorrow, which is today for you guys seeing this, our main bearing set gets dropped off for the short block. So we're gonna go through there, we're gonna get those bearings. We're gonna have to mix and match bearings to get bearing clearance correct on the crank. Like I said, we're at about 2.5 to 3 thou clearance right now on the mains. I wanna be at about 1.5 to 2 thou, anywhere in that range for the crank and the main bearings on that set. So we're gonna be doing some mix and match in the next video. You guys are about to get a ton of videos coming at you guys because the engine in Karma is coming out this week. After we get that short block assembled, the engine comes out of this one, we start disassembling it. We're gonna have to get the new turbo setup worked out. But I'm excited for it. This car's about to be a completely different animal. It's still gonna be my daily driver. I'm just looking forward to it a lot right now. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys on this one. So if you liked the video, if you guys just wanted to chill, hang out, watch it, you know, do go ahead, hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. Color of the day is World Rally Blue in commemorative of those flares that Rick sent up. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you wanna be one of these corners, no idea which one I'll put it in quite yet, but go ahead, hit that button, help your boy out. We're almost at 60,000 subs. We're like right there. I can smell it. I can taste it. I can lick it. Only 50% of viewers. Only 50%, only half of us are subscribed to the channel. So come on, let's just get it up to like 70% or something like that. But with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies. Woo!